Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is The Levanod. Today, I'm going to be doing a review. A review comparison of which Deadpool figure you should get for yourself in your own little collection of Marvels, or maybe if you're a Deadpool fan. Me, I just got it because I'm a big Deadpool fan. So I have a lot of things to say for both each figures. Both I have 50-50% chance to say good and bad things for both figures. It's outstanding how both of these figures are easily so much different when you do comparison, because I did a review of this one if y'all want to watch the, and I liked it at the time, but I wanted a way better Deadpool. And then this came out, and I looked at it, saw some of the pictures, they look good, but man, I was just so worried I didn't. We have a lot of things to say about in this video. So a lot of things, a lot of issues, a few things to look at, but we're gonna look at the accessories, what you get with both Deadpools. Now, I am now technically, because you do. Okay, well, I'm not even gonna take them out. It's too tight for some reason. I do not know what the hell happened. It's been in my closet for quite a while since I put this one on the shelf. Anyways, so you get two katanas, you get two, I'm pretty sure, Desert Eagles, I'm pretty sure, and then you get one little baby knife. So basically, oh, and also you get two pairs of hands. So you don't really get them a lot, but with the first Deadpool Marvel Legends release, you get a lot. With this one, you really don't get a lot. So that sucks, which is really a huge downgrade for what they released the first time. And with this Deadpool, I have it in a bag. I have a lot of stuff in here that's just too much. It was from a random thing that I ordered. But anyways, so with this Deadpool, he has a lot of accessories, a lot of stuff to take off of him. So, of course, like you see, if you see my review, we have all of these accessories. You have his katanas. You have one, two, yeah, two Desert Eagles, yeah, and you got one little baby knife. So, pretty good accessories. And you could also change their eyes, which is a way better thing to do than having him looking all, well, basically just looking like Deadpool. It's Deadpool. What can I say? He looks pretty good. I mean, not that bad. Really doesn't look ugly until you do a comparison, and then you notice side by side. A lot. I don't know. It's gonna be quite a comparison. So both looks, you think, oh, little white smudge out of, okay, well, that's out of the way. Now, you look at both Deadpools and you look at them thinking, oh, they look alike. I don't see a difference. But then you do a close by, a side comparison. Just I'm gonna just show you right in front of the camera, and just look at the amount of difference just by looking at the front. Just by looking at the front area, there's so many difference. Like for here in the, I looked at the pictures. So he has a little pocket, a little thing. I don't know what it is. It looks like pockets. He has that on here. This one doesn't even have it. His pouch, well, not his pouch. What I mean is his posters like that. And this one, they look way more different than how it was. So each figure, you think they're going to do something accurate. I do not know what are they doing. I don't know if they're just like trying to recreate the Deadpool suit from the first one. I mean, you know, in the opening scene where he was getting his original suit, but then it's his new suit. So there's no, not pointless at the end of the day when it's, forget what I just said, because it's pointless, because this whole thing is, I was going to say it's a rescope, but some things they reuse and some things I'm pretty sure it's new. This whole thing, new, I'm pretty sure, and I think some things are old. So with the whole body, perfectly looks pretty good. With this one, looks pretty awkward. It looks pretty awkward just standing by. And I mean, let's just look at the heads for a comparison. I mean, and I'm not going to switch out the Deadpool eyes. I already did that in my review. Well, actually, I didn't even do it in my review, so I apologize, because there was so much in the figure. But I recommend it. So I apologize. So I recommend you could change it. So S.H.Figuarts, and then actually we're gonna bring this little light right here. There we go. There we go. So we get the S.H.Figuarts Deadpool, and then you get the Marvel Legends Deadpool. So side by side comparison, man, it's outrageous. It's pretty much insane the amount of difference that I have to say about these figures, because both of them, you're like, okay, they look the same. They're just mask heads, right? How difficult would that be? Well, first of all, it would be head proportion. Head proportions are always important. This one is too small, and his neck is just looks awkward and long. This one, it looks good because, okay, first I want to just look at it. I like that the mask, the little just popping out, and then that little thing right here. Hold on. It's also popping out. So let's just do one comparison, actually. Just one comparison before I go everywhere. So with this Marvel Legends head, it's how are you going to mess up Deadpool? How hard would it be to mess up Deadpool? Well, well, there you go. Man. So, oh, there we go. So with each Deadpool, he looks fine. He does have texture. He's he's matte, but then, I mean, he does get a bit shiny. With this one, he's fully matted, and you do not really get no shininess except for the eyes, because they're supposed to be like a different texture, I'm pretty sure. But with this one, it looks fine. If you did not do it, if this was not here, it would have looked fine by itself. But then when you pull this way better head sculpt, it's insane. It's really insane, because this one, too flat, doesn't look like someone's in there. Too perfect, too flat, nothing, no character. This one, you think, oh, it looks flat. No, there's little details. Look at that. There's little details around his mask where you see some little stretches where it's supposed to be around his neck. So it just, man, just look at that. And then there's some little wrinkles around the mask a little bit. And then you could see his ears poking out, a little bit you could. But look at that. It's so amazing how much of a comparison, how much change one figure company could do. So both head sculpts, drastic difference, very different. And I'm very much impressed by what they have for both companies, because we're going to talk about the posability, because it's an action figure. They should pose. Both of them, they have some issues, but both figures are not the ugliest figures ever. They're pretty fun. But if you want an accurate Deadpool, then this is the video for you. So I had to make sure, look at some images, and now I'm thinking about it. His boots, because look at here. I'm pretty sure red, we have, of course, just red, and then red with some little bit of black, but then red with a little bit of black and gold. Do you see that? Some gold in there. So, damn, again, when you look at the pictures from the behind the scenes, there's so much things to look at, but I'm pretty sure this one's more accurate, the pictures that I look at, than what this one was. But I mean, there's a few things to say, bad things to say about this figure, bad things to say about this figure, good things to say about this figure, good things to say about this figure. So both figures, they have some stuff to talk about. So we're going to talk about the details around this figures. So detail-wise, looks pretty good. When you think about it, you're like, okay, looks fine. But then when you do comparison, it's like, oh, wow. So the red looks perfectly fine. I mean, just by looking at that. Let's actually talk about the colors. Let's talk about the color red. Yes, today, class, we're going to talk about the color red, ladies and gentlemen. So when the promotion for this figure came out, people were complaining that it looks a bit too pink. Even on the box, he looked a bit too pink. But then when you do like a whole, just look at that. This one looks pretty good, but this one also, just the red is a bit bright but a bit dark, while this one is just fully bright, which is how the costume is in the movie, which I love the bright outfit. Some people do not like this bright outfit. Don't get me wrong, the first Deadpool outfit is wonderful. It's a beautiful looking outfit. But man, with this outfit, I love the red, the bright red with the black, with a little bit of gold hints, just a little bit of touch of gold on there. It's beautiful. So, detail wise, for both, pretty insane. But then look at the chest area. Look at the chest area. Look at that. That looks like this, okay? But then this one looks like that. Look at that. It's so insane. And, like, okay, hold on. You gotta move this. Like, it looks a bit different. It looks a bit same. But then you look at that. Look at this. Just right there. They look completely different. And again, this one feels more accurate. I do not. They're just. Oh boy. I did not know if they changed the outfit around the movie. Because, again, they could change many outfits during, like, post production or anything. Because I remembered there was links coming out about this movie. So they could have just changed it so much. I don't know what to tell you, because you move both figures, fun, but some issues. But again, he has details around his body. His gold is more brighter, more shinier than you could see, more shinier than what the plastic is. But then just look at that. And but then you have this little pouch that's not here. While here, if you look at the behind the scenes, it has the pouch. So again, and the gold on here is, the red is more bright on here than what it is here. But the gold, it's there, but it's like, it looks a bit dirty. It's more, I don't know how to say it. It looks more, I wouldn't say bronze really, because look, the gold, it looks pretty good. I'm gonna put that light. Look at that. That gold right there, everywhere. It looks pretty good. I love it. All right, it looks fantastic. It looks well done. Don't get me wrong. They've done good works on this figure, but with this Deadpool, he looks good. But then you side by side, it's so insane. It's just so insane the amount of details that are missing from both figures. Because if you want to get, there's many figures you could get. There's the blockies ones, I'm pretty sure, where you could build those ones. Then you got the Marvel Legends. Then you got the S.H. Figuarts. Then you got the Mezco. Then you have the what else? Then you got the Hot Toys, but that one's expensive. I mean, this one's also expensive, but this one's $20. This one was like, it looks good though. It looks good. This one, $20. This one was like, it's usually $85, but it was on sale at Big Bad Toy Store for like $56, I'm pretty sure, or 60. No, not 60. 54, I'm pretty sure. $54. So both look good separately. If you look at this, you'd be like, oh yeah, that looks like a pretty good Deadpool figure. Then you put this, and you look, oh yeah, that looks like a pretty good Deadpool figure, and then boom, it's like, oh, something ain't right here, you know? So, I mean, just a lot of stuff to say, because now we're going to move on this one. This details on here. So, like I said, I just showed the gold, but man, there's actual little details where you could see, and it looks like a man is inside of a suit, because you see some little stretch marks around. But like, look at that. It's very well done. I don't like this part though. I do not. I wish they could have done what the Wolverine did, how they had their legs. But no, they had to do this stupid thing because every Deadpool did it. And instead of changing it, nope, they kept following what the other Deadpools did. So I'm not a fan of that, but it doesn't really get in the way. But man, I wish they could have changed that. And then the gold, like I said, looks pretty good. The red, when you just put it in light, it looks a bit too pink. But I don't know, on my camera, it looks pretty good. I do not know how it looks to you guys. but look, just little stretches, little marks everywhere around the body, and that's what I like. And then you just see more marks around the body. See, I don't know if you guys could see that, but it's very subtle. Because when you look at it very closely, hold it in hand, beautiful, beautiful. But far away, you're like, okay, looks pretty cool. But then when you actually hold it in hand and look at it, you're like, okay, that looks pretty cool. That looks phenomenal. And with this one, it's just like, you look at it and like, okay, looks pretty cool. But with this one, you hold it and it's just like, holy shit, this is it's a beautiful, beautiful looking piece. But we're going to talk about posability, though. Posability, that's what we're all here for. It's an action figure. Now, I do... well, we gotta talk about more stuff, because I actually have. So, before I continue, when I posed with this figure, this thing, his little crap, if pop out. You could glue it. I'm pretty sure I could connect it back. Yeah, I did. But anytime you try to move him, it just... Look at that. I don't know. But with this Deadpool, I have problems with both of them, but they both have some redeeming qualities. So with this Deadpool right here, on his... right there, his little strap, anytime you move this figure, it breaks it. It looks ugly. I don't like it. I wish they could have done what that sounded weird. Anyways, I wish they could have done what Marvel Legends did, which is so weird. It's just, hey Hasbro, let's just give you some hints. We're gonna throw some stuff at you, because we're Hasbro's. Here you go, S.H.Figuarts. Throwing some tips, Jesus Christ, from Hasbro. Ugh. Marvel Legends. Now that's something. But I'd rather see this, which, don't get me wrong, they make some good figures. Sometimes could be hit or miss. But with this, it's just like more rubbery. I wish they could have done this. More rubbery plastic or whatnot. I'm going to just put you right there. But instead, what they did was they sculpted the body. They just sculpted that. Look at that. They just sculpted it. And right here, they also sculpted it. You could feel it. If you touch it, just the figure, when you touch it, you do feel some, like, a lot of different textures around it. I mean, it's all plastic, but I mean, like, some wrinkling, some, like, other textures right here around the gloves. Just everywhere around the body, there's a lot of good textures. But then right here, not bad textures, but then it's just, it's stuck. It's stuck in place. I just know it. They could have done some different plastic or something, some rubber material, I don't know. And I know they could have done it so easily, but no, instead they rather just, nah. Hey, wait a minute, we're S.H.Figuarts. Wait a minute. We made a Deadpool and then another Deadpool, and they both had this. Shouldn't we, since we're making a new body, shouldn't we make some new legs? No, we're actually going to keep these on. Go fuck yourself. This is like, really? They could have just... And then here, again, it could have been rubber. I know, it could have been some other material. There's a few problems about this Deadpool, and a lot of few problems about this Deadpool as well. So it doesn't matter about the accessories, because it's always about the posability. Which, don't get me wrong, you're gonna be surprised what I'm gonna say at the end of the video, because this one, he moves like out of, because I gave him a 7. He's not a bad Deadpool figure. He's not the ugliest. He moves decent when you put him in some certain poses. And of course, if you are a person who does photography like me, then you got to put him some certain angles, which I feel like you shouldn't do it. But then it's just, that's the problem with you. But with this one, you don't, but at the same time you do with some certain angles. So I'm just like, both, yeah, just have some problems. And again, like right here, that's accurate. That's accurate, because with the legs, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the articulations, because there's more details about the suit that I'm still going to talk about while we're moving about the articulation. So let's move this Deadpool. Of course, ball joint, or no, wait. Yep. Sorry. Never mind. Ball peg. Right? There's so many different joints because I sometimes get them mixed up. Dumbbell joints. There's a lot of different joints just to keep track of. Good God. But anyways, so fine movement around the neck. Looking up, pretty good. Looking down, pretty good. But then the head looks so weird. Do you see how awkward it looks? So if you move his head, you could fix it, but just look at it. It just looks so awkward. So his head looks too big while his neck, now looking back on this figure, his head looks too big and the neck looks too skinny and a bit too long. Wow. Oh, okay, we're just gonna put you right there. Just stay right there. This Deadpool, he's on there. Okay, so of course, moving the neck. Well, not okay. I'm holding the neck, so moving the head, pretty good. Left and right, not bad. All right, up. Oh, sorry. It's really hard holding this. Hold on. Actually, you know what? Ooh. Crap. Hold on. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies. Okay. All right, I'm making sure I did not screw that up. I am going to customize this, though. I am going to customize this. So, if you do... Actually, might as well. So, if you do take off the head, and if you move this joint, not the joint, but if you move this peg, you could change the articulations. I'm not going to do that, but you could. It always works for any figure arts. So this one, I'm going to change it later, but yeah, for now, you can do a lot. And then neck movement as well, more better, so you get like that, like, look at that. So you get a lot more, and then the neck could also help a little bit, because you could just look up, but I feel like the neck shouldn't be helping you. I mean, it's a neck, that's what necks do, but, I mean, head-wise, just looking down, not a lot, and then looking up, it just looks like he's looking at you. Look at that. Only a slight difference. Did you see that? Only a slight difference. All right, now, so pretty good around the head. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, let's talk about the arms. He doesn't move his neck, so that sucks. So let's talk about the arms. Pretty good. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Butterfly joint as well. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Butterfly joints. Full rotation. Pretty good. And then swivel. Swivel. And then double jointed. Double jointed. So, not bad for Marvel Legends, so that's pretty good. But let's see about the Deadpool, because I was excited and then I was sad. So let's continue on. So first, picking up his arms. Picking up his arms. If you pick up his arms like this, look at that. Look how it looks. You don't really get a lot of range. Now you get a bit. Well, not a lot, since you have this piece right here that's supposed to be holding. But man, again, if this was a rubbery piece, more plastic piece, you would get a more better range. You wouldn't have to be messing around with this. I feel like if they had like a more rubbery plastic piece, it would have just moved away when you're just moving the figure. So yeah, I really wish they could have done something right there. And rotation, you do get the rotation. So all right, not bad, not bad. But then butterfly joints, you get pretty good. Front, moving front, pretty good. And then back, you don't, I mean, it's just not a lot. So it's really kind of a bit difficult just taking care of this because moving it and messing around with it, it's a bit annoying. And then the swivel, since the piece is glued right here, his shoulder pads, it's just, look at that. You really don't get a lot. And then double jointed as well, you really don't get. And then another double jointed, pretty good. But just swivel on the side, pretty disappointing. And then you get the little hinge, of course. And of course, with the Marvel Legends, you do get the hinge, but it's just outrageous it's outrageous how much difference there is to both figures. So now let's just look at Ab Crunch. Ab Crunch, pretty well, not that bad, not that bad. And then back, this really doesn't, well, I'm messing up the swords, but I don't really care. So if you want to try to mess up the swords, that's how much you get, but not bad. And then just doing this, because I move his, look at that. You move it, but that's why they just complicate things and then move it this much. I just know that they wouldn't need this because I know they did this for Spider-Man. I feel like Spider-Man needed it. It's fine with that. But for this Deadpool, they could have just done something else. They could have just done like, I don't know, a little ball joint right here, have this piece and then have this piece, not this extra piece. So, yeah, what's happening? And then you also, oh crap, this thing also falls off, which is another thing I do like, since you really don't have to worry about the katanas messing up. We're going to talk about that later. And then moving it, just you really don't get a lot. But then when you move this one, a pretty good rotation, full rotation, really. So not bad. And then split wise, let's actually talk about splits. So we're gonna move the guns out of the way, get those guns out of the way. Split, pretty good, not that bad, decent. And then again, since it's accurate to what it is in the movie, because it is like this. So this is the part I wanted to talk about. So let's move the guns out of the way. Actually, let's move all of his accessories out the way. I should have done this in the first place, but I mean, my goodness, there's so much to talk about with both Deadpools. So with this one, if you try to even split, you really don't get a lot. Look at that. You don't get not you do not get no splits. Zero. Nada. Look at that. So what you could do is you could try to do this. You got to be careful because sometimes with this part, for some reason, it just accidentally snaps. But mine, okay, perfect. So you could do that if you want to. So it will work, but you got to do it at a certain angle, which just really sucks. It really, it, something's just disappointing about this figure. I'm stuttering because there's a lot of good things. I have a few good things about this figure, and I have a few good things about this figure, but then both of them have their own problems. So at the end of the day, when I do give you my honest rating and picking which Deadpool, you're probably going to choose whatever, and you're not going to care, and that's fine. But with me, I like a more accurate look, and let's see. Actually, let's do a good kick. Let's do a good kick. Kick, not that bad. Back kick, not that bad. And then kick, not that bad. Back kick, way more better. Look at that. That is beautiful. So, pretty good. And then you get a swivel right there. Swivel right there. Looks pretty good. It looks a bit hidden. I know it could have been way better if this was just not here. This little diaper extra butt pad piece. What is this? Why does Deadpool have a BBL? What's happening? Okay, let's just continue. So now we have more rotation. Pretty good. You could go full, but then it stops at a certain point because this part. So you got to be really careful. But then Also, my Deadpool, when he came out, his legs were fine, they were beautiful, they were good, and then when I accidentally popped them out when I was trying to do the splits, it got it it accidentally got off, and the figure, it's not broken. You could put it back. Well, technically it is broken, but then you could just put it back together. But and then it makes your legs loose. So I could fix this. I have some oil for this, but this is just very unnecessary because my Trunks figures, his legs could fall off, but this doesn't happen. But you get double jointed pretty good, and then double jointed very well done. And then you get a bit of a swivel. I mean, not swivel, ankle pivot. So you get a bit of a good ankle pivot. It takes a while because this is a bit stuck. So it takes a while to like try to get off. And then you can't really do a lot. Can't really get a lot. And then toe joints, which is pretty good at least, so that saves it. And then let's move on to the Marvel Legends figure. And then with the Marvel Legends, swivel, pretty good rotations. So that's very nice. Double kick, and then very well done. Again, both Deadpools have some good things and some bad things to say about both figures, because again, I don't think both of them are like bad figures. I don't think one is ugly. Do I think one is better than the other? Yes. Are you gonna probably disagree with me? Well, probably, because with me, I like more of an accurate look. I'm actually not gonna put all of his accessories. I like more of an accurate look. So this one looks more accurate to the source material than what this is. And also, Deadpool in the comics. I mean, think about that. Think about that. You get a more brighter color, so you get a more comic accurate Deadpool outfit as well. Think about it. Well, about the gold pieces, I don't know, but I like the gold pieces. The little golds on both, they look pretty good. But I mean, it's just either way, if it's about budget issues, if it's about you liking the more accurate look, if it's about you wanting to play, I'm going to be honest. So, if you want more accurate look, I would recommend this. This is more accurate. Me personally, I like this one way more than the Marvel Legends, so this is more accurate. But if you want more of a posability, I would most probably say this Deadpool. But if you want more fun with different accessories and a little bit of posability, then you have this Deadpool, which is, I mean, think about it. Like I said, comic accurate to his outfit, also accurate to the movie. And I mean, you get a lot of accessories. So I like this one way more. And like I said, you got to put them in some certain angles when you Photoshop, when you do some camera work and taking pictures. But with both figures, I mean, both good. Don't get me wrong. It's kind of hard to choose, but to me, I like a more accurate look. So I say this Deadpool. Aside from like the accessories, I say this Deadpool is more accurate, and I like the way it looks. But for playability for little kids at the age of 1 to 12, this is a good toy for them. This is a good toy for 1 to 12 year olds. This is a good toy for little kids. But for movie fans, this is a good figure for adults, for teenagers. Basically, this is a good figure for the age of 16 to 20, higher, above, and above. I don't care. It doesn't matter your age. It's a matter if you collect and if you love those things and what they mean to you. That's all that matters. And I want to give you my honest opinion when I do my comparison. So, like I said, this is good for little kids. Like I said, good for little kids. This one, like I also said, good for adults. But if you're an adult who wants this one for little kids, then be my guest. This is not bad, but I like a more accurate look. So I would say this Deadpool here. And also, like I said, look at that. Look at that. Both look very beautiful. So, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. It means a lot that y'all guys are watching this video. We made it to 73 subscribers. No one's gonna care, but it means a lot to me. So I say thank you very much. I love you guys. I love you guys. So thank you very much. And like I said, both Deadpools, whatever y'all want, I recommend. fun Deadpool to look at, more Deadpool to play with. So yeah, but I like this one way more for recommendations for adults. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is 11 Odd, and I will see y'all guys another time, another day into the future. Who knows? And I'm gonna make more videos then. Goodbye.